Hi, today we're going to go over more ways to make PrairieLearn questions, which is more or less the part two to the other question video. And so yeah, right here we're on step 14, which is creating more advanced questions in PrairieLearn right after creating basic questions. So in the overview, what we're going to go over here is we're going to show how to set static answers, how to set dynamic answers, and different ways to do this for other kind of questions that aren't just answers. So first, we can go to this link here. It's the same one as the other video, which shows all the different types of questions and how to put the answers in them, such as the correct answer here. So yeah, the one thing to note, it defaults to the correct answer in the answer name, which will make more sense later. But if you set the variable equal to the same name as the question, then it will tie the answer to that. So then if we go here, we can see this is how you can hard code answers. For an integer input, you can put the correct answer is 1, 2, 3, 4, and the correct answer would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing for a string input. I could set it as ASDF. That's the answer there. And then if we go back into the question that we were looking at in the other video, we can see I have this integer input as the same as the answer to this question here, which should be adding them together to be 15, and then this string input I still have an ASDF. We can go in here and check that that is the case right here. This shows you the correct answers here. And then if we go over to server.py, we can see how the addition answer came to be, where the A takes random integer 5 through 10, same with B, and it sets them into the params, and they're calling them A and B as well. So if we go into file, we can see A equals params A, which is that variable we had, and then params B as well. And then if you go into preview, it shows up normally as A equals that random number there and B equals that other random number. And then if we go back into the server, we see this is just normal Python code here. We set C equals A plus B, and then correct answer is C. And then if we go into files, question HTML, we see answer's name equals C, which is back to what we were talking about here, since we had it set to C on the server.py and on the HTML. This is what it's saying that it defaults to, so that's why it ties to the right answer there. And then next slide, yeah, this is the default question that it always goes to when you create a new question, and this is what it's going to have. And then the next one is maybe a slightly better looking question, not as straightforward, where we're asking which of these appliance/products use an embedded processor, and you can drag from left to the right. And then in the index of HTML, we set correct to be params A1 answer, A2, A3, A4, all the answers. And then the actual text here we're setting as params A1. And if we go in here, we can see, here's the question right here. If we look at the question at HTML, same thing as the screenshot. Then if we go in server.py, we can see all of the code for this question. So it starts off, we have 10 different possible questions, and then here's the names of all of them, and then all of them are set to true for this one, which this is tied back to a class, which is normal Python code. So the first thing is the name, and the second thing is whether or not it's correct. And then if we go down here, we put all of these answers into an array, and then we chose 4 of them, and then we set them to B1, B2, B3, B4. And then down here, we set params variable, which is in the question.html, A1 to be B1.name, which goes back to this class, which is all of these things. and then A2 gets B2.name, A3 and A4 as well. And then we set the params of the answers to be B1.correct, which is the second part of this class. B2.correct is A2 answer, and then A3 and A4 as well. And then these are the things that you can access from question.html in here. So this is where the params.a1 is in the params.a1 answer. And we go back to see that again. And yeah, right here, you can call them any name as long as you call them the same in the py and the HTML, and you can access them from between. Yeah, once again, as just normal Python code, you can write any Python code that you would like. And then that gives you, we can save and grade, go here, and then we can see they're all correct answers because, like I showed, they were all set to correct. But that's, yeah, here's the screenshot here, and you can do the same type of thing for any type of question format, except for, say, file upload, for example. But any of the input question types, you can do the exact same thing. And then, so yeah, that's going to be all for the PrairieLearn question making videos. Now, there are some more advanced videos that will be going forward, such as how to fix the invalid grading error in some external grading solutions. But that is all for this.